Oh, dear God! Will she never leave me alone? Good evening and welcome. I'm Henry C. Brown. You probably know my name because I own the Brown Palace Hotel in Denver. I own a ranch in Denver, too. And today, in the middle of that ranch, sits the Colorado State Capitol. Owned a lot of land here in Pueblo, too. On the north side of town, you probably know about the Mineral Palace Park. But did you know that there was a palace there, too? The Mineral Palace was built and completed in 1891. It was a beautiful structure and it housed minerals from all over the state. If you ask some, there was no more beautiful structure in all of Colorado. Shortly after the completion of the palace, efforts were made by the Ladies Park and Improvement Association to build a park around it to include a big lake with grassy banks. Today, there's still a lake in the park, and you probably know it's named Lake Clara. But do you know why it's named Clara? Well, you see, I owned all this land around the palace, and
we just wanted a small part of it for our park. I'm Clara Latshaw. I was born in 1856. And I was the president of the Ladies Park and Improvement Association back in 1895. We were in charge of raising money to purchase the land for a park, which we did. We raised $35,000.
But I told you that wasn't enough. The asking price was $45,000. And if I wasn't going to budge in the price for the men of the Colorado Mineral Palace Board, what makes you think I'd budge for a woman? No, I had my say.
And he hid out in his office in Denver refusing to speak to us too. But that didn't stop me. I was going to face that lion in his den. One morning I took the train all the way up to Denver to go to his office and speak to him right to his face. But of course he refused. But around the noon hour, I overheard him tell his secretary that he was leaving for lunch.
She was such a bother. She followed me as I went to my lunch appointments at Denver Men's Club. She kept talking as she walked along behind me. She even tried to enter my club. Finally, I told her, "Madam, I don't do business with women in the street."
Very well, then I'll go inside with you so you can hear me better.
Very well, step into the doorway and tell me what you want.
Mr. Brown, you know what I want. I want that land for a park. And you know that we only have $35,000. We've worked very hard. I have sent you letters and telegrams, and you haven't responded to any of them. We've even worked so hard that they approved bonds to improve the property once we purchase it. We have done everything we can, but we can't come up with that extra $10,000. Don't you think you'd come down on your price so we can finally have our park?
Oh, all right. Send the contract to my office and I'll sign it.
I have the contract right here. And all it needs is your signature, and we can get the money to you in the morning.
I scribbled my signature on the contract and it was done. Pueblo, thanks to the persistence of this woman, finally had their park. The Mineral Palace Park was completed the next year in 1896. It was a thing of beauty. And in gratitude, they named the lake after her, Lake Clara. And the ladies on the Park and Improvement Association, they named boats for them. Boats were moored behind the boathouse, which is now used by the Pueblo Art Guild. Back in the day, the lake was much larger, and it went all the way up to the boathouse. Yes, it was definitely a thing of beauty. She must have been very proud.
It was a great honor. Our hard work paid off. In the springtime, my name was spelled out with flowers. Lake Clara was written along the grassy banks. Today, the lake is enjoyed by all of you. I hope you'll go by and visit it again soon. And if you get the chance, come by and say hi to me. I died in 1926, but I'm still here, buried in the Roselawn Cemetery. See if you can find me.
There's also a beautiful statue of Clara at the Mineral Palace Park. It was dedicated to her just last year. If you haven't had the chance to go see it, I encourage you to do so. Now, can I finally get to my lunch appointment? It's starting to get dark out.
Very well. I've got what I need. You have a wonderful evening, sir. Thank you.